Welcome back from the break, and it's good to know you have rejoined us again on the program Good Morning Abuja, and it is coming to you from the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5. And now to our conversation segment. Now, we all know that we live in a world that is full of uncertainties. How will you allow everything that is happening to affect your relationship with your spouse, with your co-worker, or whoever you are relating with on a daily basis? This morning, we'll be talking about how we can build and maintain relationships in life through uncertainty. And we have a life coach with us this morning, as well as an author. Help me welcome Nafisat Abdul Malik to the program. Nafisat, you're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Like I said, we live in a world that is full of ups and downs. Today we are doing this, tomorrow we don't know how life will be. And as we look at how we can build and maintain relationship through life's uncertainty, I want you to talk about what are those uncertainties that could affect our relationships in life?
There are a number of uncertainties that can affect our relationship, from maybe health issues, the economy, education. There are a number of issues. I think, and each of these issues depends on how serious it is with the individual. So, if it's health issue and it's terminal, it can affect the relationship in the long run. But if it's not terminal, if it's something that is just for a short while, maybe someone is sick with malaria or typhoid, and maybe that week they are not really themselves, they are not motivated to do what they would usually do, then it's expected that it will affect their relationship short term. But when it's a long-term illness, it would be for the long span. Also, when it comes to the economy, some people are greater relationship experts, or relationship, spouses, friends, when they have received salary. And then before receiving salary, when everywhere is really tough, they're
done spending the money
already. They get angry easily. They are short-tempered. They're not very patient. But when they have money, when things are going well, or even if it's not salary, when their container has arrived, or money credit alert has come in, you see them excited. They're happy. They're more prone to listening. They don't judge very quickly.
Exactly.
But when the fuse is short, there's little money, debit, that they tend to go up. So it depends on the level of the different issues that people are going through, whether health-wise, economically, even education. Some people think because of their level of education, they don't feel confident to approach certain situations or relationships the way they should. They bend to they take the bare minimum, and just feel like, what, maybe I don't deserve so much after all. This is how far I've gone. And then some people who feel like they've amassed a lot of certifications, degrees, but before this, do you know who I am? Who do you think you're talking to? I'm a doctor, I have a doctorate, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Now, be it in marriage, in homes, at work, different offices that we hold, what are those things that we should value most in our relationship to keep ourselves going?
I think we should just value community. Community is very important. Community in the home front, it could be your immediate family, the one that you created, that you got married and started having kids, or the one you come from, your parents, your extended relatives. And it's important that even at work, if there's like a team you work in, you're close to them, you build a community spirit with them. And for recreational activities as well, women or men belong to various ethnic groups, sports, and all of that. So in each of these separate relationships, it's important that you build a sense of community. You understand what even makes me want to be part of this community, whether at work or in your team. Is it because I'm earning a salary, or is it because I actually enjoy what I do? And then when it comes to family, you don't choose, right?
Exactly.
You choose every other thing. But when it comes to family, except the person you get married to, you don't choose the kind of kids you have. You don't choose your parents. You don't choose your sisters, your brothers. The only person you get to choose is the man. That's why most times people tell you, be very careful when you're choosing a spouse, not really a man or woman. Be very careful, because that is the only family you get to choose. The rest are given to you. So in the family community, you have to understand what makes us aligned as family members. The truth is, you may not always like everybody every time. Sometimes even your best a relative could do something to offend you, and it's important that you sit back and say, okay, what's important for me in this relationship? At the end of the day, what really matters? I've heard that a lot of nurses talk about the final times of people who pass on, people who are under maybe hospice situations, and you hear that they usually talk about family the most. They're not talking about their degrees, the money, the job. They're talking about the family connections. So at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself whether you're at work, you're at your social groups, or within your immediate family, and what really matters to you, and how can you as a person continue to strengthen the bond that you share with your family.
Thank you so much. Now that you say we should value our community the most, it's now leading me to my next question. As a life coach and as an author, you have decided to put some of this into a write-up that people will glance, read, and understand, and will be able to fuse together to have a better life. This is now leading me into communication. How well do you think, or what role do you think communication will play in our existence, in the uncertainty of life?
Communication plays a very huge role. In fact, without communication, a lot of things will just go
Wrong.
Upside down.
Yeah.
So it's really important that even though we know how to talk, we understand the verbal and non-verbal communication, everybody, all humans need to develop their communication skills, because sometimes what you want to communicate to the person you're in a relationship with, maybe your co-worker, your colleague, or your husband or your wife or your parents, might just be that you're having a difficult time right now. But instead of focusing on what you are feeling or how that is impacting them, you focus on little things that maybe they might have done that doesn't necessarily affect the entire conversation or relationship, but you hammer on that, and at the end of the day, what is affecting the relationship has not been addressed.
Exactly.
So it's important that we build communication skills. There are different formats these days, and there are free online courses that you can take. There are even small tidbits that some experts share on social media.
Exactly.
It's important that every day, don't look at, oh, I'm an expert, I've been writing books, or I'm having speeches, I've been talking to people, I've been mentoring people, so I'm fine at this. You can't tell me what to do. I'm communicating perfectly. There's always room to do better. To learn.
Okay.
So it's important that the person, everybody involved, not just one person, everybody involved, improves their communication skills and tries to use communication to improve their relationships.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, I want to take us further on how we can prioritize our time in our relationships. But you're going to respond to that after this break. All right, let's quickly go on this break. When we come back, we will still be here to continue discussion on building and maintaining relationships. Stay with us, please.
Are you interested in being up to date with the pacey world of sports? Our rebranded Capital Sports is the finest bet for your doing so.
So join us every Thursday live at 3 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja to talk sports for your viewing pleasure. Remember, you can be a part of this #1 sporting program. Join us on the analysis, views and opinions.
Welcome back, and if you've just tuned in, you're welcome. Nafisat is still here, a life coach. Before we went on that break, I say, take us further on how you think we can prioritize our time, quality time in our relationship.
I think it's really important that we understand that we all have 24 hours. And as much as we try, some people are better time managers than others.
Exactly.
And if you notice that, they say there's a saying that says, "To thine own self be true." If you notice that you don't manage time properly, it's important that you begin to schedule things. Time with your spouse, time with your children. Once you have these schedules, it becomes a habit over time, and it's easier for you to do it even without scheduling it on your calendar or on your phone or any device that helps you remember quickly. We could get carried away with life. Sometimes we're
Exactly.
trying to make a living. Sometimes, we're juggling different things at once. And it might look that the people that are closest to you feel like you're not giving them the attention or the time. So it's actually very important that you schedule these things. You prioritize and say, okay, and what comes first? And then based on hierarchy, you can decide to say, okay, because this is important to me, I would ensure that I create time for it, irrespective of whatever my weekly schedules are. There's something I do with my kids because I travel a lot. My husband travels, and it's important that as they're growing up, they get to understand that time, quality time, is important.
Very important.
When we find at least 2 times in a month to have a family meeting, to sit down to talk. What's going on? How can we do better? What did mommy do to offend you? What did daddy do to offend you? And then still within the month,
yes,
we find time to watch movies together. We actually get popcorn and everything, and we sit and say, okay, what movie do we want to watch? Family friendly movies. And at the end of the movies, we say, okay, what's one thing you learned? How are you going to implement that in your life? What's one thing that made you remember something that has happened before in the family? So it's important that you schedule time. If it's work time in your work community, ensure that you're doing your job well. Ensure that when it's time for work, other things are not encroaching, that are not priority. For instance, scrolling on social media. Sometimes people will go, oh,
that is not when to pick up your phone.
Exactly. And you go, oh, what's the trending news? And then you go into conversations, and it's affecting your employer time. So at the end of the day, you can have all those social media time, but schedule it in such a way that it doesn't affect your other relationships.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Anytime we sit together like this and we talk about life, the uncertainties in life, we tend to learn as we converse. Now, in relationship, how do you think we should navigate through to agree to disagree? We have a lot of disagreement.
Yeah.
When we relate with one another. What do you think we should do in order to, align our disagreement very well?
Just take accountability.
Okay.
It's important that we take accountability, because the truth is many people are into pointing fingers. You did this. You said that. You didn't do this. You didn't say that. You didn't make me feel
the blame game.
What
everywhere.
About you?
Yeah.
You in the equation. What have you done to make that person feel loved? What have you done to make that person understand that they are important to you? What have you done to communicate your needs to that person?
Exactly.
Because sometimes you're just there and you're just saying, you should know that I'm angry. Why doesn't he know that I'm angry?
Why?
Like, I've not been talking. Communicate and take responsibility.
And it will save a whole lot of
Exactly. To say, you know what? Okay, I did wrong here. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't say this, but this is how it made me feel. Focus on you and then project that to the other person, not picking at their faults, because the truth is everybody is imperfect.
We are.
Yeah. So when you focus on your imperfections and try to improve on it, then it's easier for you to look outside. Don't focus on the person and accuse them for what they did. Focus on what they did that is not right. The action is the issue, not the person.
Not the person.
Yeah.
It's the action. Exactly.
Exactly. Okay. So when you're trying to work on issues, focus on that action itself, and don't capitalize the person and maybe make it look like you're projecting the whole thing that they did was a fault of theirs.
Well, as we round up this segment of discussion, and as a way of advice, I want you to talk to us generally on what to do basically to build our relationship. Not only building our relationship, but we have to maintain it, because life itself is full of so many uncertainty. You don't know how I'm going to behave to you tomorrow, but what should I do to be able to accommodate you when I see you behaving in a manner that I don't expect? Your general and final word before I let you go.
Okay, I think we should just understand that we are lifelong learners. We learn every day, and we try to improve ourselves every day. It's important that for us to continue to do better in our relationships, we take accountability. We understand that we need to learn how to be a better parent, a better spouse, a better friend, a better co-worker. And if there are issues that come up whilst, being in these different relationships. Take personalities outside of it and focus on issues. And that way we just might be able to come to some sort of agreement. When the other person feels like you're not attacking and you're actually trying to solve a problem, it's easier for them to listen and take feedback. So it's really important to understand that we are lifelong learners. Today someone hurt you, tomorrow you could hurt someone. And how would you manage these relationships? What is important to you? If these relationships are important to you, you will step out of your comfort zone to do what you can to manage and just enjoy the time you have together. Life is short.
Life is short.
Tomorrow you hear that this person is gone.
Exactly.
And would you want that thought of the last conversation, the last message to be the final thing that you get? So it's really important that always remember, you can always do better and you're a lifelong learner. So keep learning and keep being better.
Thank you so much. You talk about time. Time has just gone. Yeah. And to me, we just scratched the head of this discussion. I want to call this one part 1. You'll come back and certainly complete this topic for us. But at this moment, I want to thank you so much for your time with us and your thought on how we can build as well as maintain our relationship, because life is full of so many uncertainty. Thank you so much, Nafisa.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, the program is Good Morning Abuja. Let's go on this break. We'll be right back after now. Stay with us, please.